Despite having to take it slow around the bends on the wet track, the Aprilia is still light on its feet. The handling is just as it should be, with very little effort to lean around each curve. Open up the throttle for a real highlight, the awesome forward thrust. Whatever speed, the motor packs a powerful punch. Here we can see the heart of the machine and the secret to why this Aprilia can be made so small and compact. It's the motor, a V4. It looks just like a completely normal bit of metal and is shown here in cross-section. The Japanese usually build these superbike engines inline, so that all the cylinders are positioned next to each other, arranged in a V shape. Aprilia is well known for building high-performance, large-volume V2 motors. This time, they simply took the V4 to achieve more power, but still created the V layout. It's a compact design and therefore a bit more difficult than a classic four-cylinder, but so small and narrow that it can be placed into the chassis and the rest of the motorbike can be built around it. So that means the components of the machine are positioned around the motor, creating the heaviest part of the whole bike, and you get a bike that is extremely small and compact.
Und somit wird das Motorrad extrem klein, kompakt und so fährt es dann natürlich auch.
Since being bought out by Piaggio, the new financial backing has helped Aprilia forge ahead and develop new models. Aprilia can profit from the amazing resources that the Piaggio Group can offer, and the RSV4 is the first example of an unbelievable achievement by the engineers, and our first sporting success is good for the brand. Aprilia takes winning seriously, so the ex-Grand Prix driver and four-time world champion Max Biaggi should bring home the glory for the brand at the Superbike World Championship. Another hallmark of the RSV4 is this feature, for example. If you loosen the screw, you can turn this part here round and lower the position of the motor in the chassis, and then raise it again. The same goes for the swing arm. If you loosen the linchpin, you can turn the component round and therefore vary the position of the swing arm in the chassis. Both features mean the motorbike handles better and is more stable on the track. This important testing and development work is led by Alex Hoffmann, a former MotoGP rider who has put all his racing experience into the project. I believe the RSV4 is simply the most radical motorbike on the market. The exercise was to win races, but also to create a motorbike that would be fun for the average consumer. But I also talk to the lads on the track who come to me and say, I'm a racing driver, I want to let off steam from time to time and have a bit of a play around with it and get a feeling for what happens to the bike when I make a big change. We're talking about a superbike. It's not really something to jump up on and nip to the supermarket. It's designed to be raced. So I will get out on the track myself and let off some steam. It's safer than going out on the road, and if I play around, I can see if I can adapt the bike to suit my preferences and my style of riding.
Rennorientiert, und das sind genau für die Jungs, die sagen, ich will mich ab und zu austoben, ich gehe auf eine Rennstrecke, was natürlich sicherer ist als auf der Straße. Und ich glaube schon, dass der ein oder andere dann eben sagt, komm, ich fange jetzt mal einfach damit wirklich an rumzuspielen und schauen, ob ich mir das Bike so perfekt auf meine Präferenzen, auf meinen 4 Fahrstil abstimmen kann.
Before you get too carried away with the thoughts of letting off steam on an Aprilia or get too excited about that exclusive design, what about the price tag? Buying an RSV4 will set you back the same amount of cash you'd invest in a medium-sized car. When you witness the results of the World Championship, the bike proves it's worth every cent, even if it couldn't quite convince us on the wet track. So, the last of the boys take their turns here, and that's it from the press launch of the new RSV4 from Aprilia. A fantastic motorbike that couldn't show off its full potential because of the weather conditions. And once again, we have learned rain and riding don't go hand in hand. But we can't wait to find out how it drives in the dry, and of course you'll see that soon right here on our Bike magazine.
Das seht ihr natürlich bald wieder hier bei uns bei Motorvision Bike.